So I've been testing some math on effectiveness of Trample in combination with Infernal Strike. In order to do that, I've used this area in Stormwind, whose total length is about 150 yards, and I've done most of the testing from the 120 yard, and I used my 30 yard Infernal Strike as a means of measure in relation to the objects in the world, and I used a stopwatch to calculate how quickly I travel. So this shows me jumping through this with 5 Infernal Strikes, which adds up to 150 yards. So you can also see the objects in relation to the world when I land my Infernal Strikes, such as trees, lampposts, and statues, which give you a marker for how far they are. The first test I'll be doing is double trample, which takes about 7 seconds, takes me 120 yards, and equates to 17 yards per second. The second test is with 2 Infernal Strikes, which takes you 60 yards in 2 seconds, with 30 yards per second speed. The third step involves 1 trample and 1 Infernal Strike, which takes 4 seconds to cover 95 yards distance, equating to 23 yards per second. I also tried to do a test as a Havoc with 2 fell rushes and 1 meta, which adds up to 3 seconds and covers a distance of 95 yards and equates to 31 yards per second. As Havoc, I also tried to do 2 fell rushes and 1 meta with an eventual retreat, which takes around 5 seconds and covers a distance of 120 yards, giving you 24 yards per second speed. So here are overall results. I most likely have missed out many other combinations in situations such as when you are carrying a card. Therefore, my conclusions are likely to be incorrect. This gives me just a general guideline of a Demon Hunter's mobility abilities and their potential. It seems that double Infernal Strike is the fastest way to get around as a Vengeance, and if you stay Havoc, you can potentially achieve similar mobility with Fell Rushes and Metamorph. Again, I'm not considering any cooldown times in situational context like carrying a flag, etc. But this in general gives us what is the fastest means of traveling as a Demon Hunter.